we're gonna cover 7 important topics to give ourselves a glow up we deserve. And I'm also gonna teach you a little trick on how to achieve your goals.
We got this!
So, this is kinda like a video that I would want to see before beginning a year. Consider me your sister. This is similar to a sisterly advice video based on true life events. Before getting into the video, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll teach you everything I know. You can also check out my Instagram for more.
Coffee first.
Let's get into it. Understand yourself. You have to question yourself, who am I? What do I like and dislike? And what do I want out of this life? You ask why? Let me paint you a picture. You're lying in bed at 2 a.m., sleepless, bitter, resentful, and wondering what's wrong with your life. What are you currently doing? What's wrong with this boring and bland life? Innada life idu. I've asked those questions to myself. That is your sign to confront who you really are or who you've become. For example, you've got a booger stuck somewhere on your nose and you're just walking around your normal self. You're not going to notice that there is a booger on your nose until you look at the reflection of yourself in a mirror. It's going to take a lot of self-reflection. It can be a very hard and ugly process, but I guarantee you, you'll feel 200% happier once you become your true self. Number 2, have no shame. This one is for every single woman out there. From what I've seen, we've been raised to be more empathetic, understanding, and adjusting to every single person in our lives. I've lost count of how many times I've heard the sentence, "Kunja adjust pani poiko," and it just builds this feminine rage in me. It's time for you to start being selfish. Have no shame in setting boundaries. Have no shame in cutting off people if they cross those boundaries. Have no shame in demanding respect. Have no shame in asking for help. Have no shame in being confident. Have no shame in saying no. Have no shame in being successful. Don't get me wrong, it is okay to be empathetic about people who you actually care about. What's wrong is you being the doormat in others' lives. I'm being blunt because I too used to be a doormat, so this hits a little close to home. Number 3, move in silence. This is coming from an oversharer. Close your mouth when it comes to your goals. I get it. You're very excited. But once those words comes out of your mouth, you lose your momentum. And the other thing is, not everyone is gonna have your success and well-being in their mind. Your dreams, goals, and what you want to achieve can be someone else's dreams too. And obviously, when they don't get to live your life, they would feel envious. That's mixing bad energy with your goals. We don't want that. This is something that happened in my life recently. I collaborated with this other person. There's a certain process when you collaborate with someone. Firstly, they didn't tag my page. They didn't reply only to those comments that are asking about my page. And thirdly, that person deleted my comment only where I had mentioned about my page.
Betrayal!
I felt very used and also a little sad for them because they weren't happy that someone else was growing. This might seem like a very small thing, but this showed me what their true intentions were. Have only 1 or 2 people who would actually feel happy with your success and talk to them about your next moves. You can get inputs from them. The rest, leave them wondering how you've come so far. Stop running away. Distractions can only get you so far, and they're only a temporary solution. No matter how much you run away from it, the feelings that you manage to keep hidden away, it's gonna come and bite you back in the... Learn that the hard way. One and only solution is to come to terms with it. Mainly if it's an ugly emotion. You can only begin to heal once you start acknowledging those feelings. You'll also start recognizing patterns and what actually triggers you. See, you're not gonna heal immediately. It can be very intense, but give it time. Those feelings will take its own course of time and you'll move on. Then you can be ready for whatever comes next. Remember when I told you to have no shame in asking for help? This applies here too. You don't have to face any of your feelings alone. If you're feeling any type of way, talk to someone you actually trust. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, I'm always here. You can always reach out to me. I may not be able to give you any solution, but I would be a good shoulder to lean on. A very important topic, consistency. One of the common mistakes I've seen people do is depend on motivation to do work when the key is actually discipline. We all have our bad days. We are human, so motivation is not guaranteed on those days. But if you build the discipline to do anything, you're gonna do that work because it's become a habit. A simple example is brushing your teeth. You're not gonna brush your teeth because you woke up irritated someday. You're still gonna brush your teeth because it's become a habit and that's a part of you. And that takes discipline. But how do you build discipline? Unfortunately, Honestly, there are no shortcuts to build discipline. All you have to do is show up consistently. Manifesting. You actually have so much power in you, you just haven't discovered it yet. That's where manifestation comes in. It's actually not very complex. I'll teach you how to manifest anything. Anything. With just 3 steps. All 3 steps are intertwined, so listen carefully. Law of assumption. So you've set your goals. You have to visualize like you've already achieved all your goals and talk to yourself, change it from the future tense to present tense. I'll give you an example. I want to collaborate with this particular brand. So I'm not going to talk to myself like I want to work with this particular brand. I'm going to talk to myself like it's already happened. I've already worked with that brand. It was amazing. It was everything I dreamed of. You get it? Step 2, law of surrendering. Law of surrendering is completely letting go of it. You've set a goal, you've assumed it, just let go. It's like detaching yourself completely from your goal. It builds the momentum for you to trust the process. A simple example is cooking rice. Once you've put in the rice and closed the lid, you're not gonna open the lid again and again and again and check if the rice is cooked. You just close the lid and let heat do the cooking. You trust in that process. Similarly, you have to trust in you and let your goals cook.
So ready there?
Number 3, the most important one is vision boards. This is nothing new. You've probably heard of it. So you're gonna choose 5 goals. Be very, very specific. If income is your goal, don't just manifest, I want to earn money. Be very specific. I'm gonna earn this much money within this period of time. Open Pinterest, type in your specific goals, download 5 pictures. You can either print it out, stick it onto an actual board, or you can just make it into a collage and set it as your wallpaper. One important thing to note is set it in a place where you'd look at it very often and others won't be able to look at it. Remember, move in silence. Every time you look at your vision board, close your eyes for a minute and practice law of assumption and law of surrender. Okay, last one, stop complaining. Stop bringing negative energy into your manifestation. You really don't understand how much power your words hold. The more you complain, this is going the wrong way. I wish I did this different. The more bad things will happen. Have you noticed this pattern? You know those people who keep complaining about something? They're always surrounded by some bad drama. If you're someone who gets those thoughts, instead of focusing on complaining, start being grateful for everything you already have in your life. See, you have 2 friends. One is always criticizing you and the other is always grateful to have you in their life. Which friend would you help more? Obviously, the one that's more grateful. In this example, you're the universe and your friends are the different versions of you. It's up to you to choose which version you want to become. Finally, the blueprint. I learned this from a creator. I'll link up her page. She's really amazing. You're first gonna set your goals. What you're gonna do is first take a piece of paper. Now, separate it into 2. The top half is gonna be your professional goals and the bottom half is gonna be your personal goals. For example, one of my professional goals is to work with a certain brand. One of my personal goals is to read at least 10 books this year. You're gonna make a list of every single goal. Once you've done that, you're gonna pick out 5 goals that you're gonna prioritize this year. Now take another 5 pieces of paper and you're gonna add in these columns in rows. First, you're gonna write out what your goal is. This is just an example. I wanna work with so and so. On the second row, you're gonna write out why this goal is important to you. On the bottom grid, you're gonna write out if you have to do anything different to achieve this goal. And finally, you're gonna write out your action plan, which are essentially the steps to achieve this goal. Be very crystal clear and be very specific about your goals. Do this with all 5 of your goals and check in with this every weekend. Reading this again and again is only gonna motivate you to be your best. I sent this to a friend and he told me it was like I was giving him homework. That's it, guys. That's the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful. These are from my personal experiences in the past years. 23 and 24 weren't that great to me, but that's okay. We're all gonna glow up so hard that people don't even recognize us. Also remember to be more kind to yourself. I wish nothing but success and peace to you. We'll also have a checkup with this video by the end of 2025. Here's to a great year 2025. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Also, advance Happy New Year.